Coach, it's hard to win in conference play, even harder to sweep. What are you proud of coming out of the weekend?
Well, first of all, I mean, you have two announcers that put on the glitter, in the middle of game two. I just thought that was the turning point of the whole series. I mean, I think it was right before the fourth inning of game two, and Allison Kine was a hell of a player and a hell of an announcer, and Ryan, they got involved, and I think it was the rainbow glitter or the unicorn glitter. I'm not really sure what it was, but once you start putting that on in the booth, what can go wrong? You know what I mean? I'm not sure how much glitter was on when Peyton got that ground ball, but I'm sure that they probably re-glittered after that. So that was really the big part of it.
Glitter's always a big key. Hey, we put it on. The hit started moving.
It's huge. It's huge.
It's a good Tulsa team you guys got this weekend that does a lot of good things. Mara Moore, you got her out of the circle early. How important was that?
Well, she's tough. She's been out tough on us the last couple of years. And, to watch our kids really study film and pick a pitch, because she's got an array on the inside, the outside. She changes speed, she changes levels. But our guys have been pretty good at coming out in the first inning and choosing a pitch, choosing a location. So, you hate to use the word they were hunting one particular pitch, but they were zoning, and I thought they did a nice job with that.
Josie had a career today, 4 hits, just very consistent. You always love to see that, right?
Yeah, right, of course. Well, I know one thing, she's been barreling the ball up, right? And I told her actually before the game, whatever horseshoe she's got in the back pocket, get rid of it and get another one, because she had a ball Friday night, she had a couple yesterday right at people. So, this game lies, right? You can smoke 7 in a row and get no hits, right? You could get jammed to get 4 hits. So, she's been consistent. She's really worked hard this week after the FAU series to get back to Josie. I think when you notice, we've hit some balls over the fence this year, but the ball flight, right, it's different. It's not right. It's like this. So that's us. And if you just hit it, square it long enough, and you have a strong kid like that, those balls will leave the park. And the toy cannon was big for us today. The toy cannon, Alanah. That kid's been, that's the heart and soul right there. And what a leader. And it was funny because the seniors really stepped up in that first inning.
Yeah, of course. And the pitching also stepped up in a big way. 3 saves. I don't know if you remember the last time you've seen 3 saves in a weekend, but just consistency again from this staff.
Yeah, those two ham and egged it all weekend long, and they played off each other really well. And you could tell in their conversations with each other what they're trying to do, right? But Belle Sargent's got ice in her veins. There's no doubt about it. And Peyton, it looks like she's back to that comfort zone. The ball's moving better. It's not weak, on the outer half against a righty, and she's getting in. And today, a couple times, she hung a changeup inside on Scarborough in that one inning, and then, Rouse just looks dead in. I think Rouse hit that ball in the first inning on Friday night. It was right in her hands. So that kid, what are you going to do? He made a good pitch, right? Sometimes that happens. But all in all, I was really, really pleased with Peyton's performance.
This team getting back in its ballpark this week, and it's that time of the year where, you think about the fatigue of it. It's been a long season. Finals are coming up around the corner. How proud are you of this group pushing through and finding ways to win?
Well, I'm glad you said that, right? So yesterday, Alex Wilkes had 2 finals yesterday, or 2 tests yesterday, right? 2 major tests yesterday morning. And then try to come out and play ball, right? People understand how tough it is to be a student athlete, and especially with guys like this team that has a 3.6 GPA, right? These guys are serious business. So right after here, it's not, hey, we're going to enjoy the win. Like, they're headed to study hall, right? Because you got big stuff coming up, and then another short week. So being on the road 2 weeks, you're really smart in recognizing the fact being on the road 2 weeks, short week because we traveled, short week Easter.
Right.
Yeah, man. I don't know if I can do it nowadays. So.
With North Texas losing today, you jump them, and you know how important it is to keep taking care of business because you want to get that seed, right?
Yeah. If we worry about us and don't, I think that that scoreboard watching stuff is, you got to, it's sometimes eating rat poison. Like, oh my God, look, we got Memphis coming up on Thursday, and you got dinner tonight first, and then you got practice. But you got to keep those things in perspective. And I'm sure that you guys realize at this time of year, it's not like, hey, today's Sunday. No, today, and then we got tomorrow off, and then 2 days we got practice, and then 4 days from now we got a game. That's the type of realm they're in right now. And so when you start getting down to this time of year, it's your postseason right now, all the way through. And then in the real postseason, it's just a carryover. And all of a sudden, you could be in Oklahoma City, and you're like, what just happened?
Right.
May was not even existing, So that's what they have to get used to, and we've been preparing for that.
You mentioned zoning in on certain pitches necessarily. What was going on with Alex Wilkes? Because I've never heard such a cheer for someone getting ahead 3-0.
That is our organizational family knowing that Alex struggled yesterday by chasing pitches in the dirt. And then when she took those pitches today, how do you not love that your team is like, wow, for taking a pitch, because that's how important one pitch is, right? So what a confidence booster. And then she walked, and that was probably the biggest walk, of a team coming together. What does that show you, right? Like 26 people, like you laid off crap, and we're with you. You're back. Love you. I mean, you got 25 people going to play with you? That's important.
And then last thing for me, speaking of being back, I don't want to talk too much about what happened earlier in the season, but the defense is looking like it's back completely, making all the plays.
Well,
the non-clear play down.
Yeah, no, I mean, when you threaten your infield coach by firing her, Novice has really stepped up quite a bit. She got those guys out there working, and she was teetering right there, between going to lunch or going home. That was it. I think it was game 32, and I'm like, what are you doing? But she has been a phenomenal influence on those young infielders, and sometimes you need a pat back and sometimes you need tough love, but she has never stopped working with them regardless, and she never lets them drag their chins in the dirt, so there's always a silver lining of how you do and let's get better. So Coach Novice is one of the best coaches in the country.
Something Alanah had told us yesterday was part of the reason for some of the struggles was this infield is so talented, they move so fast, sometimes it's a little too fast. Is that kind of part of the balance of getting things to settle and just trust your stuff and not try to rush?
There's no question about it, and sometimes, in the past couple, I think there was about a 3-4 year stretch when I was gone that we were doing overplays through scouting reports, and I'm like, this is fast pitch softball, this is not baseball, you can't overplay. Look what happened to Karis Pierce. Like, you overplayed the outfield, Karis Pierce, that's maybe a single or just an out, but the overplay turns it into a double, possible triple if, if somebody's not in front of her. So the game is really close in. If you think about a hockey goalie, when somebody's bearing down, the hockey goalie comes out to cut the angles down because it's a short. That's how this is. You don't widen out the opportunities, right? You still have to have them hit it through the 5-6 hole, 3-4 hole, and up the middle, but don't overplay. That's why we're turning so many double plays. We're in double play depth the majority of the time with the runner first, because that's how we're pitching, right? So it's not that difficult. It's funny, right? Okay, that your infield's good because they are good.
Right.
Number one. But if you keep it simple, take out the gray, it makes it a lot easier to play. You almost saw our first triple play in USF history tonight.
Yeah, I saw it. I was almost there. I was wondering, did she decide, was that just her not trying to do too much to try and
Well, the kid wasn't in a good position, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the target wasn't there.
Yeah.
Right? Not a good target. Remember, like Top Gun? No,
Yeah.
it's not good. Right. It wasn't there. Correct.
Right.
So you hold it on, and you got the kid at 1 with 2 outs. Great.
Yeah. Still take your win.
Talking about the postseason, how do you feel that the series sweep has set the tone for upcoming? You guys have now won four conference series now.
Yeah.
How do you feel that it set the tone?
Well, I don't know if it set the tone, but I can tell you what, we're better now than we were last year. Okay, so I'll take that, right? But once again, if anybody just thinks you're going to walk on the field and beat Memphis 3 straight right now, you're crazy. You got like if people saying, hey, you should have beat Tulsa, swept them. Look, they're good. They're relentless. Take a look at their schedule. Take a look at what they've done against really good teams. And Memphis is, this conference is a tough conference. This conference is a tough conference. So, we'll see. And it's not going to be up to us unless we win the conference tournament. Right. It's going to be up to the committee, who is obviously very biased with these mega conferences right now. Okay, so you cannot let that BS. You got to play. Hey, what are they doing on the field? What's the eye test on the field? I've been on the committee. The problem is right now you don't have enough coaches on the committee. And hopefully they can pull their heads and take a look at exactly what's going on right now and stop being in a silo.
How do you feel about the conference tournament being here on your home field?
Love it, man. If I can sleep in my own bed every night. I've traveled the world my whole life, right? It's good to be home, man. And so this is a great ballpark, and this is a great ballpark to watch a game. So you'll attract a lot of people here. All right, guys. Thanks
Thank
a
you,
lot.
Coach.
Appreciate it.
Camille, let's start with the big one. You guys sweep Tulsa, get a sweep on your home field. How's it feel?
Yeah, it feels amazing. Like, it's a team win. We put the work at each day to do what we're doing. Like, put the work each day.
Yeah.
We're excited.
Walk me through the at-bat when you had the 3-run home run that kind of helped stretch that lead to 6.
Yeah, I was just trying to hit the ball hard no matter what and no matter where. And, like, score for my team because at the end of the day, that's what we want. Like, get him on, move him, and get him in. I was like,
You went down to get that, though. It looked very comfortable. It looked like it was in your zone. How
yeah,
did you feel?
I like that. So, yeah, something that we worked like getting those balls, because in 3-2, like they can call anything, so you gotta be protective and no matter what, just get there, hit it hard, no matter what.
We were talking to Coach about the Wilkes at bat where they were cheering for her because she
Yeah.
taking some of the dirt. Talk about the team spirit because it's pretty high. Wilkes.
Yeah, of course, because we build a culture to be a family. So, like, at the end of the day, we celebrate each thing, like, no matter how small, how big, we're in it. Like, this is, like, our family. This is what we're working for to move forward to get to it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great job.
All right, thank you, Camille.
Thank you.
Well, I want to start with the throw you made it short. I forget it was in the first or the second inning where it's just an incredibly deep ball. Can you walk me through that play?
Yeah, so my first step was actually towards second base, and then I was like, oh crap, and then I got the ball, and then just made sure I set my feet and made a good throw to Jimmy up.
Do you think that's got to be one of the longest you've run here, right? Is that play? Tell me a little bit about this win for you guys to come back home. I think you talked yesterday about feeling more comfortable back at home. It's showing on the scoreboard with the sweep.
Yeah, it was good today too, because I know we talked about the other day like scoring first and not like waiting for a while, so I think that was big for us to get ahead early.
Yeah, get the home run out to left field. Can you walk me through your at-bat?
So I actually let 2 good pitches go by. I was beating myself up about that a little bit, and then the count got to 3-2 maybe, and I was like, if it's anywhere near the zone, I'm swinging. I need to redeem myself from those 2 pitches.
Yeah.
Is that glitter just post-game glitter, or were you wearing it during the game? Because it's an
During the
astonishing
game.
amount.
During the game.
Take us through
Coach
the,
Shelby.
what's the-
So we'll do our activation, our bands, and then Coach Shelby, our strength coach, sprays glitter on whoever wants it, and then we sparkle.
Is this like, do you win the sparkle battle right now? Okay, it looks like it. We talked earlier with Coach about how you guys just approach things with Coach Navas defensively, making it simple. It's not always that simple looking, but speak about how important she is.
She's very important for the team. She holds us accountable if we make mistakes, and you're going to hear about it, but it makes us better at the end of the day, and she helps us every aspect.
And is she as funny as she looks, just the way she is demonstrating?
Yes, very funny.
Can you talk about sort of the momentum you guys have built offensively and how it's been building throughout the season up until now?
Yeah. So with our team, I feel like a lot of people feed off of each other's energy. So that kind of translates to like when we're hitting. So if somebody gets a hit in a game, we all get really energetic, and then it just feeds to the next person, and we just pass the bat that way.
And then with your guys' chance, is there a specific person that comes up with them, or is it sort of like a team combined? Everyone comes up with it.
I think it's like a team combined, but I think Kathy kind of takes over in that aspect. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, Josie, a career high 4 hits today, breaks an 0 for 13 slump. How you feeling?
Great. I feel so good. It was just nice to like finally break through. I mean, this weekend was a lot better than last week, and it's kind of just like hitting it right at people. So I knew if I just kept staying aggressive that it was going to happen.
We had talked with you at the beginning of the season about this team's goals, getting back to the NCAA tournament. Right now, you guys are sitting on the right side of the bubble, sweeps helping. How do you continue churning out wins and holding this standard to keep place on the right side of it?
I think never settling. I think like as long as we show up every day knowing that like we have a chance to get better and do better, and like again, like don't settle 6-3. Why not make it 16-3? Like that sort of mentality of like kind of just pressing the gas pedal and really like not giving up.
What was the discussion like amongst you guys in the dugout when Tulsa battled back there to a 6-3 lead? They started to threaten a bit, they grabbed some momentum, but you get some great innings from Bell and Peyton and close it out.
I think that just goes to show like the kind of relationships that like we built as teammates this year, like where okay, the one thing that we told Peyton when she came off the field is like, we got you right here, and that's exactly what we did. So trusting that that's what we're going to do for one another, and then going out and being able to prove it is something huge, and that's how we continue to build trust with one another.
It's a short week this week. You get back in your home ballpark again against Memphis, but with Easter it'll be up onto a Thursday. Just as student athletes, how do you manage the turnaround from this Sunday to Thursday?
Take advantage of any hour. So I'm going home, going to do some homework, maybe some poolside homework, enjoy it a little bit, but just trying to stay ahead, especially with all the projects and final exams coming up, but making sure that we're on time with those sort of things so we don't have to worry about it when the games come.
What have you been seeing from Belle? Because you just said they got you, we got Peyton, and she just has it.
Oh my gosh, she is just throwing that thing. Like I told her Friday when I was catching, and I was like, that ball is moving. I know she worked on some stuff this week, and our pitchers are working really hard, but I think to kind of see that spark in Belle and like see that you're not going to get past her, and her holding herself to that mentality, it's just awesome.
And then last thing for me, it's very important because I hadn't really noticed it until today, but Delta Dawn was playing for your bats. Is that a new thing? And I'm probably the only person listening that understands how good that song is.
I'm not supposed to say this, but like it might have been thrown into the playlist a little bit, but it's just one of those songs, man. It gets you going.
Good.
Yeah, I love it.
Choruses, man.
Thank you, Joe.
And I
Thanks,
definitely
guys.
said